piece of the digitalization puzzle is the e-notary. So kapag okay na yan, then all transactions pwede na talaga siyang ma-digitalize. Digitalization is key, ensuring that we make the Philippines not only attractive on paper, but also ensure that the roadblocks are addressed for investment to come in.
Magandang araw po sa kanilang lahat at nandito naman tayo sa isang episode ng The Sun Podcast at isang matipunong gentleman. Ano ba gentleman sa Tagalog, sa Pilipino?
Ginoo.
Ginoo. Matipunong ginoo. May asawa ka na ba?
Meron na.
Meron na. Oh. Pero batang-bata pa, 41 years old, a lawyer, Mr. Third Bagro.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's 3 of you.
Well, there are 5 of us now. Well,
5.
one has departed na. So I was named after my lolo.
Okay.
So Herminio.
Herminio.
And then yung tatay ko, Junior. Ako yung the third.
The third.
Yung kapatid ko, the fourth. And
Okay.
then yung panganay kong anak, the fifth.
At the 5th.
Herminio Inigo naman siya.
Ang galing ha. Tuloy-tuloy. Sabi nga nila...
Walang royalty yun.
Walang royalty. Okay, but you look very royal to me. In your 15 years in the practice of law, isalaysay mo nga sa amin ang your path from the time that you passed the bar. You went for further studies, correct?
Yes. So maybe I'll start I'll start from the very start. So I graduated from UP, pero I was really from public school. So from Taytay Elementary School, and then University of the Philippines undergrad, and then Diliman for law school. And then I worked for government. I worked with the Office of the President kay late President Noy Aquino,
Oh.
2010.
Oo.
So that was the time na maraming mga young people
Yes.
joined government.
Oo.
And then in the middle of that term, I went to the US to study. I took a master's master's in public administration, MPA. So that's 1 year, and then I came back, finished the term of President Aquino, and then after that I joined the Senate with Senator Kiko Pangilinan for 6 years, and then I briefly joined the team of DTI Secretary Fred Pascual, and then I decided to join the private sector. So after 13 years in government, so I continued on our startup. It's a document signing e-notary startup called Twala.
E-notary.
Yes.
Pwede pala yun.
So, pwede na.
Pwede na.
Before, the rules weren't there to allow for it. So, we helped push for that para the Supreme Court can release the rules allowing it, and now we're in the process of accreditation to be hopefully one of the first providers of e-notary.
So it did not need a legislation.
It did not.
It did not.
Kasi, Brad, dito, since year 2000, meron ng batas yung E-Commerce Act allowed and empowered the Supreme Court to issue the rules to allow for e-notarization. The Supreme Court did that last year, 2025. So, and they opened it up for accreditation. So we applied for accreditation.
So how does that really go? E-notarization? I'm in a different place?
Yes. So yung electronic notarization, there are 2 types. The first one is in-person electronic notarization, meaning, for example, if I am the notary and you would like to have something notarized, we will meet physically. We won't have papers. So we'll just send the document. I will notarize it. You will sign it through the platform, online platform. So that's the in-person electronic. Pero pwede rin yung remote electronic notarization. So I'll be in QC, you'll be in Pampanga. We will meet online. We'll have a video conference. And then no paper, we will notarize it in that platform.
But how about the content? Like, ano yun? SPA,
Yeah.
deed of sale.
Yes.
So it's all formatted,
Yes.
like fill in the blanks na lang.
So the document must be filled in, completely filled in. The only requirements would be your signature and then yung notarial act or yung signature ng notaryo.
Oh, kasi, I've been in and out of the SEC, the BIR. They're all asking for wet signatures.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's
wet
actually
signature?
it's actually one of the main reason, that's our motivation when we started the startup back in 2020 during the pandemic. So I was 10 years in government nung panahon na yon. Our insight was governments always talk about digitalization.
Okay.
But when they do that, they focus on what hardware we need or what subscriptions we need. Pero parang no one really talks about the final product of any government or private transaction, which is the document
Okay.
that you need to sign or notarize.
Okay.
So, di ba, there's a principle in management, parang begin with the end in mind.
Yes.
So, if no one's fixating on the final product, then all digitalization efforts will fail.
Yes.
So, what we wanted to do was to make that final product or digitizing that final product, the paper, into a user-friendable, accessible, and cost-efficient way. So, and of course, secure. So
Yes.
we think what we've been able to accomplish that. So we're excited on this space. Kasi kapag meron ng e-notary,
Yes.
then there will be no more excuse for any other government agency to ask for wet signatures.
Yeah, even lawyers. We have a favorite notary in Cagayan de Oro, and I always have to have my ID. I have a specimen signature, BIR, all the other agencies requiring. There was one time pa nga, ano yun? Ginaganon niya yung papel kung kinakapa ba? Kung totoong pinirmahan ba to o talagang photocopy lang or di ba?
Which is parang it's anachronistic na to where we are. We live in a digital. We basically live in a digital world where we do our banking online.
Right.
We work remotely. Sometimes we work from here, pero our employers are elsewhere.
Yes.
We do all transactions online. Pero when you have to sign, say, a document or a leave form, di ba? Why do you have to sign it on paper when you can do it online? So, and it's something that really, I think, is that keeps us off track to becoming, a first world. Parang, it's something it's like shooting ourselves in the foot. If we have the legal and administrative rules for it already. So it's just the implementation part. So we're very happy that the Supreme Court has taken this on and they've allowed it. So hopefully, maging normal na for all transactions, we go digital. Kasi we talk about blockchain, we talk about all these things. But even before doing that, we have to fix the basics.
Right.
So, and that is digitalizing our processes end to end.
That's right. Kasi even sa banks, di ba? I mean, this 5-year effort of yours, and I'm excited about it because it will change the way we do things. I do not need to go to my notary. Ang hirap ng parking. Mahal ang gasolina.
Yes.
Di ba? And that's why I was asking this back. Why do you have to accomplish all these forms? I already have an account here. You have to make me sign all these forms again and all that. And physically, I have to be present. When, actually, kayo pa lang ba gumagawa nito sa among... Kasi lawyers lang ito, di ba? How about the other sectors of the industry?
So notarization cuts across all industries.
Right.
So I think the only missing puzzle of the digitalization piece, the only missing piece of the digitalization puzzle is the e-notary. So kapag okay na yan, then all transactions pwede na talaga siyang ma-digitalize.
Wow,
which is an exciting prospect. Which I think that would help efforts to do, alam mo yun, ease of doing business, both locally and kahit yung mga Filipinos abroad. Kasi imagine they won't need to go back to the Philippines just to notarize deed of sale, for example.
Yes.
So they can do that they'll just go to our consulate, then have it notarized there, and then they don't have to send the document, courier it through courier, kasi the document will already be sent to them, original, in their phone or in their email.
Tama. Yung mga affidavit, yung mga joint affidavit, di ba? Hindi mo na kailangan, kasi di ba sa controversy about a fake affidavit na, well, anyway, going to your advocacy, maganda yung in your 15 years experience as a lawyer, parang you are now trying to revolutionize the way of doing business in terms of notarization. What other parts or things that we do that you believe will make it easier to do business with government?
I think so. Digitalization is key. I think
Yes.
that's the most basic. So, and then another would be ensuring that we make the Philippines not only attractive on paper, but also ensure that the roadblocks are addressed for investment to come in. So why am I saying this? So I worked briefly at the Department of Trade. So we have laws that provide incentives for investors, both local and international. But what we're hearing, and apart from Twala, I'm also part of the U.S. ASEAN Business Council. So it's an American nonprofit that represents around now close to 200 companies that are active in ASEAN. So I'm the Philippines representative. So we hear from these companies on the challenges that they have in doing business in the Philippines or entering the Philippine market. So from that perspective, I also see, and this is a common refrain, diba? We have the laws, we have the rules, pero the implementation is the problem. And that is really crucial. Parang we have to have the mindset of closing the transaction all the time. Parang it's not enough that we set the policy, pero we don't go through the whole 9 yards and close it. So what does that mean? So that means when you talk of investments, making sure that you don't have just the incentives, but you have a list of companies or sectors that you want to target and actually reach out to them proactively. It's like courting. It's not like build and they will come. It's like build, attract, hold their hands, and then sign the contract.
Siguro dahil mahilig tayo managinip. Kailangan na natin gumising. It's good that you are there, no? You have about 200 businesses in representing, in the ASEAN
US-ASEAN
US
Business
Council. Alam mo, kanina may sinabi ka na, di ba, you have the Pacific Ocean, you have the Philippines, and the rest of Asia. Parang hindi lang dapat bagyo yung dumadaan sa atin. I think businesses that from the Americas, babagsak at babagsak sana din sa atin. Because, for example, Japan is also one of the, pero China na yung katabi. Korea, di ba? But kung dadaan ng Pilipinas, not just in the West Philippine Sea, technology and all that, maganda na, even the submarine cables, iba dumadaan sa atin. So, parang we can be a catch basin for all this information, technology, businesses.
The ASEAN actually is a very strategic area. So 25% of global trade passes through ASEAN.
Sure.
We have 660 million in population.
The biggest daw.
We're not the biggest.
Not the biggest.
Maybe the fourth largest economy in the world, and in population-wise, we're maybe the second or third. I'm not sure.
And mas maganda kasi yung 600 na yun, iba-ibang kultura.
Yes.
Hindi pumunta ka ng isang bansa na 1 billion pero pare-pareho lang ng dira.
So and they call it the ASEAN centrality. So parang ASEAN economic centrality. So the ASEAN has a different model than the EU, diba? Pero we're actually bigger in population than the EU, 200 million more. And with what's happening in the world and the continuing parang ASEAN way of doing things, the RCEP, for example, that's an ASEAN idea. So
RCEP.
yeah, so that's the largest trade agreement in the world now.
What's
So
the
it's the
complete...
Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership.
Mhm.
So that was led by ASEAN, tapos sumama yung mga ibang dialogue partners.
Mhm.
Now ASEAN also has this Digital Economic Framework Agreement, Digital Economy Framework Agreement, DEFA. So it's scheduled to be signed in the Philippines during our term as ASEAN chair. So that also sets up comprehensive rules for the digital economy. So yung ASEAN meron na siyang way of convening people kahit na they're economically hindi naman siya yung pinakamalaki. We're the, I think, 5th largest economy as a region.
Mhm.
Pero because of how it how it's able to get world leaders join in these events, I think malaki yung chance and malaki yung prospect of ASEAN to be, as you said, be a catch basin, not only of the typhoons but also of investment opportunities, more trade.
Kasi parang mas exciting. It's probably, if you think of Europe, na one contiguous property or one contiguous area, parang pinaghiwa-hiwalay mo ngayon, which is ASEAN basically, na may dagat, tapos all these boundaries. Sa tingin ko lang, I don't know about, ano yung advantage of those many different cultures, languages, history, na yung centrality. But at the same time, I suppose the uniqueness that you need to protect also.
Mhm.
Ang dami nating tao, pero bakit mabagal?
We are different cultures, different languages, and then of course you have to there's a mainland ASEAN and then you have the maritime ASEAN, right? Indonesia, the Philippines. So I think just like there are pros and cons to that setup, and what's good would be when you go to ASEAN, you will have a different feel. Talagang iba-ibang culture. Parang you will be in a different world when you go to the Philippines or you go to Malaysia, you go to Vietnam. Parang ibang-iba sila. Pero they're very close to each other. They're just an hour and a half plane ride.
Right.
And then yung economy natin, we are, as mentioned, we have a young and growing population, which is not the case for many parts of the world. And kumbaga parang may drive yung buong region to become better, to push harder. And with the digitalized economy, there's no reason for ASEAN not to be third largest economy in the next 10 years.
Wow, that's something to dream of. Ngayon may digitalization, meron kang AI. Baka ang mangyari na, wala nang trabaho yung tao. How will you address, what is the plan for, like I've heard of many huge multinationals closing down some of their offices for the simple reason that human intervention is no longer needed because of AI. What is the prospect?
So that's actually I think it's a valid concern. Parang people might lose jobs to AI, especially mga repetitive tasks. And governments all over the world are still trying to grapple with this hard question. In ASEAN, there are talks about having in the Philippines actually, the Philippines is the chair of ASEAN this year, and that happens only every 10 years.
Wow.
So kaya maraming ASEAN meetings na nangyayari sa Pilipinas ngayon.
And we're hosting...
So the Philippines is hosting it.
Uh-oh.
One of the main one of the main agenda of the Philippine government is AI, and AI for small and SMEs, micro, small and medium enterprises. How can MSMEs take advantage of AI and not be left out of the AI process? I think there are two things. So number one, there has to be guardrails. Parang you can't just be efficient without taking care of your people. Right? And number two, of course, for the people to take advantage of AI, make sure that there are opportunities to learn and benefit from AI so that they can be better at what they do.
Instead of resisting it, get into it,
Yeah.
swim with the sharks,
Yeah.
and probably you're become a shark yourself.
Hopefully not a shark, but
So to
someone that
speak.
will help others
Yeah.
be useful. I mean, AI is just like any other tool that we have. Para lang din siyang typewriter, di ba? It depends on how you use it. So, do you use it to become a better worker, or do you use it for ill? So, of course, kailangan there are incentives that govern that conduct also. That's why governments should also really think hard and not be scared to, di ba, experiment on what works and what cannot in the hope of protecting yung maiiwanan. Kasi meron talagang maiiwanan eh. So what kailangan, yung government has to be ready to address that.
Di ba? That's in scripture. There will always be poor people. Hindi yan mawawala. But I believe that poverty could probably just be a state of mind when we compare ourselves to those who have more. Am I really poor? But going back, ngayon, meron kang sasabihin pangatlo, we will now embrace this AI instead of resisting it. Kasi may mga industries, like for example, harapan ng isang government office, tinatype pa rin nung insurance adjuster, typewriter pa rin hanggang ngayon. Di ba? So, mawawala yun. Di ba? And so what? Kung mawawala. Di ba? And then, do we really need government to do it for us? Eh, nakikita ko kasi, even in where I am from, it is the business which is the driver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because napansin ko is pag ang government ang driver, kung saan tayo dinadala. And I think it's more of regulation sana. No, but like what they said, there's so many rules. There's so many rules, and then even sa BIR, maraming rules, pero may nakakalusot pa din. So you mentioned the word blockchain, which is a very popular word now, especially when nung pumutok yung corruption. Bakit hindi daw i-blockchain? Ano ba yung blockchain? Ano yun? Parang yung kable ng bisikleta na ano.
So blockchain, basically, how do I explain it? Para siyang remember, so when you go to an office, to a building, 'di ba merong logbook yung security guard?
Yes.
So may logbook siya. Tapos isusulat mo doon kung pangalan mo, saan ka pupunta, anong oras, ganyan. So imagine mo yung logbook na 'yon. Gagawin mo siyang digital. Tapos kapag sumulat ka sa logbook dun sa building A, parang automatic nakasulat ka din sa logbook ng building B, C, D, E sa iba-ibang lugar sa internet. So kapag sumulat ka doon, dahil yung pagsulat mo doon naka-link na sa lahat ng iba pang logbook, hindi mo siya pwedeng palitan. Kahit palitan mo yung nasa isang logbook ng A, hindi pwede kasi makikita doon sa iba. So basically, yun yung blockchain.
Somebody's watching over you.
Not necessarily watching, kasi ano siya eh, naka-hash yan. Ibig sabihin parang fingerprints lang, parang traces lang of it. Hindi yung actual documents yung nandun eh.
Okay.
Yung details mo hindi naman makikita doon. Pero hindi mo siya pwedeng mabago. So it's very useful kasi it solves the problem of how do you trust things that are online. So if there is a way to ensure that immutable, ibig sabihin hindi mababago yung mga naka-record sa internet, then that substitutes for trust.
I see.
So that's the beauty of blockchain. In fact, when blockchain was created in the 90s, ang use case niya was really time-stamping digital documents. Para walang question kung anong oras nagawa yung isang document.
Yes.
Eventually, naging siya yung naging underlying technology behind crypto. And then, marami siyang mga use cases. So, may mga bansa, halimbawa yung Estonia, talagang yung government nila electronic eh. So, very very efficient and ginagamit nila yung blockchain din for that. So, when you mentioned yung blockchain for corruption, I think that would help. But as we said, so there was a bill filed by Senator Bam Aquino. It's called Blockchain the Budget. Then now it's called Cadena Bill. During its first public hearing, Twala, we were able to give our insights on this. And our main point was, of course, blockchain will be good for transparency. But again, we go back to the basics. Parang if the process is not digitized end to end, then mahihirapan din tayong ma-ensure na yung blockchain can be maximized. So what do I mean by that? If the document that you will upload online is a scan of a paper signed document na pwedeng mabago din yung mga yun, di ba? Di ba? Not to mention the fact na ang inefficient nung ipiprint out mo siya, isa-scan mo tsaka mo i-upload. Whereas kung digitalized na yung buong process, may audit trail yung buong process already, tapos wala ka nang kailangan gawin, basta automatic na rin siyang na-upload. Then you can really take advantage of blockchain. So it really goes back to the basic. Basic tayo muna. Are we digitalizing our processes end to end? If not, then leaders have to think about that because that is their concern. So yung mga CEOs, yung mga heads of agencies, it's their responsibility because the people in the organization will follow their lead.
Right.
So if they're still relying on paper documents, they're still demanding for paper documents, and everyone will toe the line. But if the leaders will say, no, we decide that we want this organization to be ready for blockchain, ready for the Philippines to become a first world country in the future, then we have to decide to use all the tools already available, and digitize this organization.
And you're saying that we have that?
We have those. Yeah. Ang kulang na lang is the E-Notarization part. And with the Supreme Court allowing E-Notarization, and once the Supreme Court accredits the private sector providers of e-notary facilities, then wala nang excuse.
Paano ka magpapa-accredit your law office you apply?
So the law offices will choose from among the accredited providers. Then once they choose, they will undergo online training, and then they will apply to the Supreme Court so for their lawyers to be accredited as or commissioned as an e-notary. So it would still be an application coming from the lawyer.
I see. Yes. So maganda, naririnig niyo po 'yon kayong mga practicing law. Kasi not all lawyers are notaries.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes. You have to apply for a notarial commission. Pero at least dito, online na siya. Hindi ka na pupunta sa may
isang table ka
executive
doon, tapos
judge. Apply ka na sa Supreme Court online. Tapos once i-approve ka ng court, then pwede ka nang tumanggap ng pwede ka nang magnotaryo online. Ano lang siya, yung scheduling niyan, online na rin siya gagawin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ang gandang information. We talked about ang tawag nito, simula sa basic, which is the digitizing our transactions para end-to-end yung mangyayari sa transactions natin. Hindi tayo mabibitin, tuloy-tuloy. Di ba? Parang yung progreso natin hindi mabinbin sa isang portion of the transaction. No, para sabi nga nila how can LGUs issue your business permit in a few hours? That's digitalization. Am I correct?
Correct.
Oo. So, maganda ito yung mga narinig natin ngayong araw na ito. Alam mo, meron pa tayong gustong topic na pag-usapan Pero in another episode perhaps.
Thank you for having me, Brad Tito.
Third, I've been wanting to meet you because I hear about you. And isa ka sa mga, sabi, bakit ang dami mong ginawa in the span of 15 years? And then, anong yung sagot mo sa akin kanina?
I'm just trying to be useful.
Trying to be useful. So let's all be useful. Embrace AI. And welcome any opportunity because there is something in it for us. Hindi lang natin alam. Instead of resisting, open ourselves to this. It's here. Yesterday pa. Di ba? So, hindi tayo pwedeng maiwanan. And maybe the sari-sari store mentality will become a chain. So, magandang araw po sa kanilang lahat. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Attorney Bagro. And I'm glad there's 5 of you already. Maybe there'll be a 6th one. And magandang araw po sa kanilang lahat. Any parting words, Attorney?
No, thank you for having me. And again, it's digitalization is not just a thing that we hear. It's not a buzzword. It's there, and leaders should really take advantage of it, full advantage of it. And not be left by the wayside. So thank you so much.
Kung ayaw nyo, di kami na lang. Magandang araw po sa kanila lahat and please like, subscribe, and share the Sun Podcast.